Hi, welcome to the course Introduction to Programming using C Language. My name is Vakas and this is the first lecture of the series. In this lecture we will be covering what is programming, why programming is important, what skills are needed, and develop a basic recipe for writing programs. At the end, we will be talking about the important key points to remember. Now, what is programming? As this course is titled Introduction to Programming, therefore it is most essential and appropriate to understand what programming really means. Let us first see a widely known definition of programming. A program is a precise sequence of steps to solve a particular problem. At its most basic level, programming a computer simply means telling it what to do. And this vapid sounding definition is not even a joke, really. Now, why programming is important? Learning to program is important because it develops analytical and problem-solving abilities. It is a creative activity and provides us a mean to express abstract ideas. Thus, programming is fun and is much more than a vocational skill. By designing programs, we learn many skills that are important for all professions. These skills can be summarized as critical reading, analytical thinking, and creative synthesis. Now, what skills are needed? For a programmer, he should pay attention to detail. He should think about the reusability. Now, before we go further, we should understand what all those words specifically means. Paying attention to detail. In programming, the detail matters. This is a very important skill. A good programmer always analyzes the problem statement very carefully and in detail. You should pay attention to all the aspects of the problem. You can't be vague. So this is really important. And then think about the reusability. So whenever you're writing a program, always keep in mind that it could be reused at some other time. Also try to write in a way that it can be used to solve some other related problems. A classical example of this is consider calculation of area of a given circle, and we know the area of a circle is pi r square. Now we have written a program which calculates the area of a circle with given radius. Now at some later time we are given a problem to find out the area of a ring. Now we know that the area of a ring can be calculated by subtracting the area of outer circle from the area of inner circle. Hence we can use the program that calculates the area of a circle to calculate the area of a ring. So this is how we make it general, and we think about the reusability so that our programs are more efficient. And then think about user interface. As a programmer, we assume that computer users know a lot of things, and this is really a big mistake. So never assume that the user of your program is computer literate. Always provide an easy to understand and easy to use interface that is self-explanatory. And then this is important fact that computers are stupid, and we underestimate this and we don't think about it really. Computers are incredibly stupid. They do exactly what you tell them to do, no more, no less. Unlike human beings, computer can't think by themselves. In this sense, they differ from human beings. For example, if someone asks you, what is the time? Or they ask you time please, or just time, you understand anyway that he is asking me the time. But computer is different. Instructions to the computer should be exactly stated. Computers will tell you the time only if you ask them in the way that you have programmed it. When you are programming, it helps to be able to think as stupidly as the computer does, so that you are in the right frame of mind for specifying everything in minute detail and not assuming that the right thing will happen by itself. So lastly, comment the code liberally. Always comment the code liberally. The comment statement do not affect the performance of the program, as these are ignored by the compiler and do not take any memory in the computer. Comments are used specifically to explain the functioning of the program. It helps the other programmers as well as the creator of the program to understand the code if he wants to look at it in later time. Now, what is the program design recipe and what do I mean by it? So understand. So see, a programmer is also very much like an architect, a composer, or a writer. They are creative people who start with ideas in their heads and blank pieces of paper. They conceive of an idea form a mental outline and refine it on paper until their writings reflect their mental image as much as possible. As they bring their ideas to paper, they imply basic drawing, writing, and playing music to express certain style elements of a building, or to describe person's character, or to formulate portions of a melody, depending on whether he is a writer or a musician kind of a person. So they can practice their trade because they have honed and they have perfected their basic skills for a long time and can use them on an instinctive level. This is important. So perfecting the basic skills and using them on instinctive level is really important. So, and just like soccer players, architects, composers, or writers, programmers must practice the basic skills of their trade for a long time before they can be truly creative. Design recipes are the equivalent of soccer ball handling techniques, writing techniques, arrangements, and drawing skills, and they include really following 5 recipes. The very first one is analyzing a problem statement typically expressed as a word problem. Secondly, express its essence abstractly and with examples, and then formulate statements and comments in a precise language. Then evaluate and revise the activities in light of checks and tests. And then lastly, pay attention to detail. We will be talking about this whole recipe again and again, and we'll be using this recipe again and again to create programs. So don't worry, this is just an introduction. Now, what have we learned? So the points to remember are, the key points are: don't assume anything on the part of users. User interface should be friendly. Don't forget to comment the code liberally. And yes, of course, pay attention to detail. Lastly, program, and program. Not just writing code, but the whole process of design and development. Thank you.